And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live session with me at I Think API. So, today we have a fantastic and fabulous topic that we will be tackling, and I'm so excited because it's one of a very interesting topics that I will be learning about and we'll be talking about. So today we'll be talking about open standards and private products. Is it a DevRel's dream or nightmare? So without further ado, today we have a guest, Valerian. Venance, I hope I pronounce it correctly. From BAMP SH. She's a developer advocate, and I'll be bringing her on stage now so that she can give us a brief introduction about herself. So let me bring her on stage. Hello, Valerian.
Hi, hello, hi everyone.
How are you doing this morning?
Super good, and you?
I'm perfect, thank you. Thank you so much for also agreeing to come with me today. Would you mind give us a short bio about yourself, what you do, and who you are in general, so that we can get to know you better?
Yeah, sure. So I used to be a developer. I did École 42. There is one in the US.
Mm-hmm.
I did one in France. And so that's how I started being learning how to code. Then I've been a
Mm-hmm.
freelancer
Mm-hmm.
into as a developer. And then I moved into DevRel actually in 2018. I
Mm-hmm.
started in my first position. Then I
Mm-hmm.
did also in like big companies like Twilio, and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm the first DevRel person at my company, which is
Mm-hmm.
Bump.sh, my current.
Mm-hmm. All right, awesome. So, how is everything going in France? How is the weather?
The weather is just amazing. Absolutely. Actually, it's like full time currently.
Oh my god, I wish I was there. It's winter this side, this other side of the world. All right then. So since we are speaking about DevRel, so can you tell us what is a DevRel? A brief overview what DevRel is and why is it important?
Yeah, sure. So DevRel stands for Developer Relations, is the short
Mm-hmm.
for it. And so developer relation is basically a field where people who are developers or know how to talk with developers interact between like a company or
Mm-hmm.
a product or even how to say well, anything that is tech related and that
Mm-hmm.
as developers that are using the product in a way or
Mm-hmm.
another might be having a DevRel team. And so uh, basically what I like to say is that the DevRels are here to represent the interest of the developers inside of the organization and
Mm-hmm.
also represent the organization towards the developer community.
Mm-hmm. So why are DevRels important in a company or in any organization?
Sure. It's important because if developers are using your product, you want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure they are having the best possible experience, either
Mm-hmm.
contributing to it, either using it, either I don't know, anything you want to do with it. If it
Mm-hmm.
involves developer, then it's very important that you take in account what they think, what is the developer experience on the usages of the thing. Or is
Mm-hmm.
it does it solve their problems? I mean, just like
Mm-hmm.
you can have a great product or a great whatever, but if it doesn't solve anyone's problems, then
Mm-hmm.
oh, or does it create other ones, then you have to have someone to listen to all this, and also you have to have people who can communicate in an effective way with them with
Mm-hmm.
their own words, because when it comes to, let's say, representing the organization and or the
Mm-hmm.
company, it's basically marketing. And so
Mm-hmm.
you can't just like traditional marketing is just boring for us developers. So
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like it's about giving each other what we need and want to
Mm-hmm.
have the best possible outcome for every party
Mm-hmm.
involved.
All right, then. So today we're talking about open standards and private products. I know it sounds very complex a bit. So let's take a moment and break it down. Do you mind like defining and explaining what really is open standards and private products?
Sure. So, an open standard, there are many actually, and to me, they are the ones that make us here currently in the tech,
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
state of tech, because without, so the standards are like principle and ways of doing things, like a formalization of
Mm-hmm.
processes,
Mm-hmm.
or way to represent or way to do X or Y as a protocol.
Mm-hmm.
And so these standards help define a way we can all like work together on the same basis.
Mm-hmm.
And the open standards, because there are many standards, they can be private, they can be like kind of in the middle, they can also be open by design means that they are kind of completely transparent, and that also the
Mm-hmm.
community can also contribute to those standards,
Mm-hmm.
which makes them open actually to anyone.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Would
how
you
do open sorry?
would you add something to my definition, because you're the
Mm-hmm.
person who knows about this more?
Yes. All right. And private products, like you said, like open standards and private products, do they have any impact to you as a DevRel person, as a
uh,
DevRel professional? Yes.
Yes, because well, at my current position right now, well, yes, let's start with my position right now, and
Mm-hmm.
let's say how they impacted before,
Mm-hmm.
if different. So, in my position right now, yes, because the product I work for, Bump.sh, is basically built on the standards. It's like a peripheral product that
Mm-hmm.
helps the people who do use the standards to like go the step further into,
Mm-hmm.
in this case, documenting their APIs. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we need to follow the standards. We need to look at what's going next to be able to like provide the how to say, the technical amelioration when it's out. Like there will be a new version of async API, and we will have
Mm-hmm.
to support it as soon as possible when it's released to
Mm-hmm.
be able to give the best possible experience to developers once
Mm-hmm.
again.
Mm-hmm.
And so for sure this is the kind of impact they have. And also, I mean, it's interesting because when you are having a product, you have a community of people using those products.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So they are kind of melting together. Like a part of the async API is also a part of the of our community of users. And so
Mm-hmm.
like helping the async API community itself is like also helping our users. So
Mm-hmm.
this is also how it impacts, and like giving knowledge and tutorials and stuff like that, because this is one of the stuff I do as a developer advocate, uh,
Mm-hmm.
that are based on async API, is like super empowering for all of the community. I mean, just like in the first place we do it for our users, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
shared with everyone in the end. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like us as dev roles, we need to like stay on the loop. Like as you said, if another version of Async API is coming out, you need also to like to learn immediately. And when the community now starts using the newer version, you need to be there to provide answers as well. So yes, it does have a lot of impact as dev roles. So what are some of the challenges you have faced with working with these products?
so completely learning new stuff, because
Mm-hmm.
I, as I said, like before, I wasn't really working with those standards. I was working in
Mm-hmm.
APIs already, but
Mm-hmm.
I knew they existed. I knew what they did, but I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like directly so close of it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really like coming. And because as a DevRel, what you do basically is like sharing knowledge and sharing many things that you know. And so in order to be able to share what I know about
Mm-hmm.
X or Y standard, I must know it first, you know?
Yes, true.
So this was like well, this was and this is, and I think this also is something that is a constant in tech is
Mm-hmm.
that we always have to learn. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had to like go on very quickly into getting deeper into the standards that I kind of just knew of.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a challenge. And also, like, one of the personal challenges that I face is that I'm not, even if I'm a real community person, um,
Yes.
I, I ought to say, I feel overwhelmed by like too
Yes.
many
Mm-hmm.
messages, too many
Mm-hmm.
likes, too many
Mm-hmm.
communities, too many Twitter, too many all of this, you know. And so it's like a bit difficult for me to find a balance into
Mm-hmm.
like being almost not here but doing stuff, well, not visible
Mm-hmm.
and doing stuff, or like very being visible and sharing with the community
Mm-hmm.
directly. Because like to me
Yes.
there is many ways to contribute and you don't always have to be the most visible to do stuff. So
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, true. I know what you mean. Like sometimes you need to learn, you need to stay informed because most of people, you are a point of contact, you're a point of reference when they have questions. So yes, I do really understand it can be very, very overwhelming. I've been there. I really totally relate with what you're saying. S- So all right, let's talk about balancing, right? So how do you balance up promoting like open standards and also prioritizing private projects as well?
so to me it's kind of complementary. I think like you can do both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
This is really my opinion. I really believe that um, while I evangelize, because like evangelist is a
Mm-hmm.
role, is a position, and so
Mm-hmm.
when I evangelize about something, about a product or tech or whatever, I think like, so let's say in this case when I'm going out at a conference to talk about the bump SH product,
Mm-hmm.
then I will, of course, say that since it relies on the standards that we use, I will explain
Mm-hmm.
why I'm doing this, why I am using this standard. And so it's kind of self explanatory of why it's important to use this standard. And so I'm promoting it at the same time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like when I write an article, I always like show best practices and this includes using the standard. And I also
Mm-hmm.
explain like why using a standard is also a best practice in the industry and what it can like bring to the person who would like to switch to a standard to describe their
Mm-hmm.
way, for instance.
Okay. So, what are some of the strategies that you have found effective, especially with engaging with developer communities?
So there are many, 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 and
Mm-hmm.
we can talk about as much as we want, but
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, the most effective strategy is the one that you feel comfortable engaging.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, because, like, let's say we have like rock stars, DevRel, and so for them, the best strategy would be to like go out, give a talk, because and do this the most. Like they would
Mm-hmm.
almost just focus on that, like being outside, speaking outside, because this is where they're like swimming like a fish in the water. I don't know
Yes.
in
Mm-hmm.
English, but this is where they would be like the most comfortable. For me, I really, really, really believe in the effectiveness of blogging.
Mm-hmm.
So, like one of the strategies I have put it in place since I arrived is that every 2 weeks we have an
Mm-hmm.
article that goes out on the blog, and this
Mm-hmm.
article is going to be here forever. And
Mm-hmm.
the internet is like it's done, it's forever, guys.
Yes. Yes.
And so this is going to be like helpful as long as the standard doesn't change, and it will also still be helpful still some people are using old version of the standard, because something
Mm-hmm.
that we might uh, kind of forget with all this kind of talks about the new text, the new stuff, the new thing, is that many, many, many people have like legacy in their code
Mm-hmm.
base. And so like
Yes.
providing the support that goes like a tutorial or stuff like that on something that is kind of old is like
Mm-hmm.
always going to be helpful. And so yeah, blogging to me is like the most effective. I know that some people are really into YouTube channels, also like
Mhm.
Twitch live streaming. I think this is cool. Really, I have a setup now, so I think
Mhm.
someday I will. But yes, this is also super cool. But I think like as well for having a Twitch channel, you must have
Mhm.
like super comfortable doing that because it's also kind
Yes.
of
Mhm.
pleasure. Um, but yeah, so there are also other ways, like of course developer conferences in the sense of sponsoring them, because
Mhm.
this is also a way like to contribute to the community, because
Mhm.
like what you're giving money to the conference for it to exist, and in return like you can just show off and demonstrate what you have to offer to the community. So I think it's like a good way in, way back. I'd say, I
Mhm.
don't know how to say that in English, but anyway. um what else? Also like offering to contribute, even if products might be like private, they might have
Mhm.
like a part of it that is open. Like for instance, in our case, we have the GitHub action that is completely open. We have
Mhm.
a Timo, yeah, like an examples repo that are like public on the web, that are just listed there. So yeah, like giving the opportunity for developers that use your product to
Mhm.
have a simple and clear process to add their stone to the wall
Mhm.
is also a very effective way in my eye.
All right. So do you also have like onboarding processes that any onboarding processes like to encourage like developers to come and contribute?
So currently not, but this is on my, I would say, chores.
Yes, on a to-do list. Yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, I know developers sometimes they're very specific. Like maybe there's a new feature that they would like to introduce, especially when it comes to open standards, right? There's always a moment like there's always something to improve. There's always something new to also work on. So I think like onboarding processes, documentation, and also like have like monthly or bi-monthly sessions where we speak about these things. Yeah, I believe like they increase like the engagement for community members as well. That's what I've also found like effective in my case. So yes, definitely I do agree with you. And blogging as well, like is very, very important. The internet doesn't forget. If you put something out there, it's there forever.
Exactly.
Right then, so let's talk about what do you see the future of DevRel, yeah, in relation to open standards and private products?
So honestly, I am not a futurist. I
Mm-hmm.
don't foresee the future, but
Mm-hmm.
I can tell about what I would wish the future to be.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, like so the world is like getting complex and complex on
Mm-hmm.
every aspect of everything, and so is the tech.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think like the standards are really like giving us a common basis, and I think
Mm-hmm.
like people are really starting to understand like it's okay to do your thing in your own, in your side, in your own
Mm-hmm.
way, but at some point you will want to connect it and to give like an interface, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the standards kind of provide this interface.
Mm-hmm.
um, and so I think that it will be more easier for DevRels to talk about standards. And I think we'll have to learn more about standards, even the DevRels that
Mm-hmm.
are working for products that do not need standards, because really our users will be using them more and more and more. And so I think we will have to learn more and to grow our skills to be able to better serve the community that is using those standards. And
Mm-hmm.
so to me, they are going to be Ola. They are going to be more tied in the future, in the sense of without even knowing it, we will have the tools that the standards provide in our developer toolbox ourselves as developers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
All
would like
right.
it to be.
Yes. All right then. So now we're drawing closer to the end. So what are your thoughts like finally? is open standards and private products a devil's dream or nightmare?
I think it depends at which stage you are. So
Mm-hmm.
like in the very beginning, it's a bit frightening, like a
Mm-hmm.
nightmare. But when you like start to get in, I think like most standards are based on like
Mm-hmm.
common knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the way they make sense and they are like reasonable. So they are logical and easy to understand for a developer's brain. So since most DevRel's are developers in the first place, I
Mm-hmm.
think in the end they become a dream because like it's really a good practice, and this is what is DevRel about, like promoting the best practices to use this or that. And so in
Mm-hmm.
the end, to me, it really becomes a dream. I think I still have much to learn, and this
Yes.
is frightening, but that's how it is. It will always be like that. Tech is about
Yes,
learning.
yeah, tech is always about learning. There's no time to rest. The moment like you stop learning, something new is out there, something and the new stuff to do. So yeah, it's always going to be about learning. All right then. Any final remarks? Like to wrap up our session. I'm not sure if you're watching and if you have any questions for Valerian, please send them through to the chat. She'll be happy to answer as well. So do you have any final remarks,
Um,
Valerian?
yeah, so there is something I forgot to mention in my presentation is that
Mm-hmm.
I am the host of the DevRel's Salon Paris, and there is
Mm-hmm.
also one in Amsterdam and also
Mm-hmm.
one in Lisbon. Yeah, in Portugal. And so, if you ever live in those countries and are a curious developer that would like to know more about DevRel, make sure to join the next events. You can find about them on meetup.com. And so I'm sure like the community and local hosts would be like super happy to
Mm-hmm.
let you know more about this kind of jobs.
Yes, please do. Please join. These meetups are very important. Even if you are just as an aspiring developer, please make sure to
Yeah.
join. I mean, DevRel is a very, very big industry. It consists of a lot of people, community managers, product managers, developer advocates. So if you are aspiring to also advance or just to gain knowledge, so please make sure you join these meetups. All right, then, Valerie, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing, taking your time, coming to share your knowledge. I really learned a lot, and like from a dev role to a dev role, I'm really, really super excited and happy that you came and shared your knowledge. So, if people want to like connect with you, just to like meet you or have any questions about products or standards, where can they find you?
So I am reachable on LinkedIn and
Mm-hmm.
Twitter. I tend not to be too much on Twitter, so but my
Mm-hmm.
DMs are still open anyway, and I
Yes.
read messages.
All right. As we had it, Valerie is there on Twitter and LinkedIn. So
Oh,
please.
also, I am in the Async API Slack, actually. So
Yes,
you can also
yes.
reach me here.
Yes, you can also reach out to Valerie on Slack and Async API. So be sure to join on Slack and do reach out. She's very open. She'll be there to answer questions. Yeah, all right then, Valerie. Thank you so much. I don't think we have any questions, or maybe it's still early in the morning, but our talk is recorded. So maybe people, when they wake up, or during lunchtime, or later in the evening when they watch, they will reach out to you if they have any questions. Um, do you have anything to say before we close?
Um, you made me think of something. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, I'd say like probably many of our viewers that are developers today are probably doing some stuff that may fall into the scope of DevRel
Mm-hmm.
into their developers role. Like if you like to go speak at a conference, then you're
Mm-hmm.
doing a part of it. If you like to write an article, if you like to document,
Mm-hmm.
it, many stuff fall into. And so I think that even if so if one of those fields like attracts you, then you might still want to like learn about DevRel to like be better at this little stuff you like to
Mm-hmm.
do into your developer life. This could help you. and the developer community is like super open, and we're always a bit creative. So yeah.
Yes. So please do, if you are doing, or if it's interesting you that to become a DevRel, please be sure like to connect. I mean, DevRel, like I said, is very big. You can contribute by writing, documentation, writing blogs, speaking at conferences, doing talk recordings or podcasts. So be
Yeah.
sure like to reach out to Valerie. Thank you so much, Valerie, for your time, and thank you for taking to coming to share your knowledge with us. I'm very very excited that you agreed, and I'm very happy that you came today. You took your time. I know we had a little bit of technicalities earlier on, but thank you so much for your patience and your time. And without further ado, I think we can close today's session.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
me here.
and thank you, everyone, and bye.